Mark, is the introduction of Scott Boras into the realm of Aaron Sanchez's contract, is that going to create an issue? I mean, a lot of people looked at the at the decision to renew him. I mean, I covered the Montreal Expos. I saw stars get renewed every year, so I don't get upset about it. But is that going to be an issue? Are you worried at all that you may have an agent who likes to be very proactive when it comes to pitch counts, things of that nature in particular?
I mean, I've dealt with Scott for 20 years. I mean, he's nothing new for me. So he's one of the brightest, most talented guys. He tends to have, a very, very clear way of thinking, which is guided from his own interests and his players' interests. Our interests, 98% of the time, and I think this is where, it may get a little convoluted in maybe some of the words that Scott uses. Our interests, 98, 99% of the time, align with the players' interests and with Scott's interests. We're the best team, we're the best organization that we can possibly be if Aaron Sanchez and all of our players play to their best ability. So, every decision we make is just about maximizing Aaron's potential. As we walked through last year, we were the ones that were trying to be so protective of balancing his future, his potential, his upside with what was at stake for our team. And so, I think we're going to always build a respectful, caring, trustworthy relationship with our players. And he's chosen an advocate that is a very bright, intelligent guy. I want to learn from him where I can, factor that in. But ultimately, I trust the people in place here to provide us with, the best information. Most importantly, Aaron will be engaged in that process, as he was last year, and Aaron will help us guide, what's best for his career and what's best for our team.
So, Mark, what should we make of that little skirmish with Scott, though? Is that just him demonstrating to his client that, hey, I'm here, or is?
Well, I mean, it was if there was a skirmish,
it's a one-way skirmish.
It was shadow boxing to use your comfort level for you.
Yeah.
I didn't feel there was any skirmish.
Okay, but the fact that he would go public over that, which is again a relatively minor thing, as Jeff said, it's not an uncommon thing.
Right.
But is that just Scott being Scott?
That's a very consistent, method of communication, and maybe doing business in his mind that. I don't feel is constructive because, again, our interests are aligned. We have the same interests, so we plan to work with him and work with Aaron. Ross and I have told Aaron, listen, we want to pay you a lot of money. We want to pay you more money. The more we pay you, the better, because that means you perform better. So I think that's a misperception. Like, we want our guys to all do extremely well, and not for us to have to pay them a ton of money. Because if we have to pay them a ton of money, Steven, that means they're performing on the field, which means we have a much better chance to be a championship team.